Hey, today we are with a member of the band Fox Lake. This is Nathan Johnson. So I let you present you.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Nathan. I'm the vocalist of Fox Lake, and our new album comes out August 1st.
Yeah, I got a first question about your lineup. I want to know. I receive a picture with only three members, but I think it was your brother, the drummer, who leaves the band. Or can you explain?
Yeah. Yeah, so he had a baby
Yeah,
and stepped away like on a hiatus from touring and stuff during the pregnancy and then the birth. There was some kind of complications there, and then then as a young kid, and so he kind of kept stepping away, and then it just kind of got to a point where we were kind of just moving on, and he was away, and so he officially stepped away from the band.
but now you got a new drummer. It's the drummer from Mugshot, no?
Yes, so
Yes,
the
it's that.
drummer Bookshot Connor, he has been kind of like a fifth or
Huh.
fourth member of the band ever since it started. So he's helped write and record all of our music ever since the very beginning. Um, so helped write and recorded and mixed like all our stuff. So
Also,
um,
okay.
so he is, yeah, he's kind of our de facto drummer. So we are officially a three-piece right now, just
Yeah.
because Connor is in Mugshot. Mugshot's doing awesome things, and that's his baby. And um, yeah, so whenever we can play with him, great. But usually he's on tour, and it never
Yeah,
works.
okay.
But at the
Yeah, yeah.
moment, we're just bringing some friends out, at different shows and tours to play drums for us.
Okay, fine. Uh, I read something about the new album, so which is called New World It. You say that there was a basic concept about burning things down in order to restart. It's about who you are versus who you want to be. So can we talk about uh, like it was a reborn for you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think yeah. So it's a broad concept, right?
Yeah.
That I think can apply to everybody in different ways, and that's especially what I wanted. Just because I think if it's only taking that concept politically, sometimes people don't want only political music, or if it's kind of self-improvement music, sometimes people don't always connect with that, or so yeah, so I tried to take that concept into multiple kind of facets of life, so politically, um, socially,
Mm,
internally for yourself, and then also just kind of a state of the world of feeling kind of despondent about your state in the world, and like if you feel bad about, you know, the man or the government, always feeling like you're getting crushed under the boot.
mm,
Um, there's action you can take from that. So yeah, the whole concept um, is kind of, yeah, at a very general sense, like burning things down to start again. But that idea was interesting to me because that starts with an action, right? Like lighting
mhm.
the match is an action. So we
Yeah.
wanted this record to feel urgent and wanted to feel like we're like the whole thing's kind of a call to action to improve, yourself or the world or whatever. But it starts with the idea is that it starts with an action, with you taking
Okay.
action.
Okay. And on the album, you are in charge of all the lyrics?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part. That's kind of our writing process is we spend a
Yeah.
lot of time writing instrumentally. And then once we feel like the instrumental tracks are like done and tracked and they're
Okay.
not going to change, then they come to me, and then I write the lyrics. And then once the lyrics are finished, then I bring them to the band, and we'll
Okay.
maybe change things here or there, add something or take something out. But yeah, for the most
Yeah.
part, I write all the
Okay.
lyrics.
Okay. Fine. So let's talk about the songs. I read that a lot of songs has been written in 2021, I think. Is that true?
No, we had two of the songs we wrote, I think it was 2023, maybe it was
Okay.
22, maybe it was 22. We were at a studio in Texas.
Yeah.
Um, and we recorded those songs there as well. And the plan was to release those. And we didn't give ourselves enough time. I think we only had like 3 days or maybe 4 days, but to write, track, you know, all this stuff, two songs in 3 days is quite a lot. And so they just didn't turn out how the finished product didn't turn out how we liked. And so on this record, we kind of came back to those songs and rewrote parts of them and re-recorded them. But then, yeah, everything else that was two songs on the record. All the other
Okay.
10 songs on the record, we all wrote in, I think, um, 2024 or 2025.
Okay. Uh, if I'm right, your first album was released in 2020, no?
Yeah. And it's
So,
considered an album
so
because
it,
there's
it
songs, but yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of more of an EP.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, I understand. Okay. Um, and on the new album, we have a lot of guests featurings.
Yeah.
And how did you choose them and why?
Um, okay, so the why is really interesting. So we've always wanted to, I mean, we've always had this hip hop element, some of the
Yeah,
rapping, new metal and whatever. But something I've always liked in rap that metal doesn't seem to do all the time or latch onto is like all the guest features. Like
uh,
if you pull up like even like big now, like Travis Scott or Playboy Cardi or anybody, right? It's just like almost every song has another rapper on it. And I always thought that was really cool. And I really
yeah,
like that. So from the beginning, we always have said that we wanted to do that. So I think on the first release, I think we had one or two features. On the second EP, we had a feature. On the third release, we had two features, and on this one, we have four.
yeah,
So I like the idea of it, and the way we picked it was hard to pick. We had so many options, and we asked a lot of people who, either were unavailable, or some people said yes, and then they were like, "Oh, sorry, I'm on tour, I can't get it done," blah blah blah. But we picked Mugshot because that's an easy one. We were right about to go on tour with them, and
mm,
so they came for rehearsals, and Connor's recording, and Connor's our drummer, and so they were just at the studio with us and knocked out the spot.
okay,
Easy. And those are
fine.
some of our best friends, so that was awesome to have them on there. Um, Eyes of Salt is on there, and they're a local band from Colorado. And we felt like it was important to give representation to like our local scene. And they're such an awesome
Yes.
band. So that was a cool thing for us to do. Is kind of feel like, with all the touring and stuff that like we still want to be like that local band, we want that
Mm,
local feel. And then Avoid and Silent Planet. Silent Planet was kind of a shot in the dark. We've played with them a few times, but I messaged Garrett and just as like just to see, right? Just to see. And I was like, I probably won't get a response. But he did. He responded and he was so generous and so willing and excited about the track. And so that was a big one for us as we were like, wow, I can't believe we have Silent Planet on here. So that was he was amazing to work with. He was really cool. And then we had the other band is Avoid, and that's our newest single, Freestyle.
yeah.
And we actually had um I guess I can say it. We had Loki from Alpha Wolf, and like
Oh,
we like wrote kind of the track like for him, and he is a fan of the band, and he kind of he knows our guitarist, and he was like, "Yes, I'm gonna do it." Like, um, and yeah, and it just didn't timing just kind of didn't work out, and so we were like, "Oh, maybe this song doesn't have a feature." We were on tour. Benny from Avoid came out to one of the shows and was like, "Yo, like, get me on a track." And I was like, we need, we have one for you. So, um, and so he was awesome. He was able to knock it out in like 2 days.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, it's exciting to have all those bands on there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I get that some people say no to
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of like we're gonna like sh really shoot our
We
shot
we want
sometimes.
some names.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we tried for some bigger names and some say yes and it's like awesome and then it's like yeah, that'll be $10,000. And we're like
From who would you dream to play with you, to sing with
um
you?
well the one that we were gonna do and we really got close to doing and it was another timing thing was Sonny from POD,
Okay.
vocalist of POD. I've loved his style and everything. Um,
Okay.
and that would have been really cool. Obviously, Zach De La Roche from Rage Against the Machine would be the dream.
Yes.
Um, and I guess um, current bands, I really think I would really love Emma from Dying Wish.
Okay.
That would be really cool. We did reach out to her, but maybe next time.
Okay. Well, I expect for you.
Hopefully.
Cross. Uh, oh, you are now on the label MNRK
Yeah.
AV. So what does represent it for you?
Yeah, they've been awesome. We
Mm,
we were able to kind of have we were lucky enough in I think it was the start of 20 when talks started we were in Europe. I think we were
mm,
um yeah, I think we were in Paris actually. I think we
yeah.
played it was right at the end of the German leg. I think we were in Paris. And anyway, we had a few different labels who were interested and
Mhm.
we had kind of calls with them and stuff and um yeah, we decided to go with Monarch Heavy because they were super cool. They're a little bit the Monarch, the MNRK umbrella is not small, but Monarch Heavy is kind of a specialized group of it, and we just felt like some of the being a smaller band and kind of a newer band, that being on a smaller label made more sense for us, just not to get lost in the shuffle of bigger
Okay.
bands, which is just natural and happens. And they've been amazing. They've had their team is always communicating with us and always willing to help us out. And
Yeah.
so yeah, we're very excited to be with them.
Yes. Okay. I was talking with you before recording the interview about your first track on the new album, For the Love of the Game,
Yeah.
featuring Mugshot. Uh, I want to know who is speaking on the debut of the track.
That's funny. I don't even know. It's
Ah,
So we love having like sound clips and things in the song. I think it's very like hardcore, but it also feels like it gives some external voice and um um reason and meaning into the song rather than just from, my lyrics.
mhm,
And so just throughout our life, all of us in the band, especially me and Brandon the guitarist, if we hear something whether it's on like a show or a movie or I've like audiobook, podcast, anything, we just like record it and dump it into this folder that we have of like sound clips.
okay,
And so it was a podcast I was listening to. I screen recorded the podcast, or like recorded the audio, and dumped it into that folder. And I was like, this is how I want to start the record. And that was like a year ago.
okay.
So I don't remember who it was or what podcast it was on, but it was in the folder, and I was like, "That's what I want to start it with."
Okay. So, okay, this person could ask for money, no, for his
For
voice, no?
royalties, yeah. We're hoping that they don't that they don't hear it. We
Okay.
kind of have it. We do kind of run into that, and so we'll always like pitch it down like a half step and like speed
Mm,
it up or slow it down just a
mm,
hair, um, to get around that. So
mm.
it's like, oh, it's actually we manipulated it, so it's not actually you anymore.
Okay, fine. Uh, your music is an amazing uh, cross mix of a lot of influences like hardcore, new metal, hip hop. So, and it makes me think about the 90s, about Rage Against the Machine, about Fred Durst. Uh, would you say that the music was better before?
In the 90s. You know, a lot of my favorite bands that I've discovered as an adult are 90s bands. Um, I think it's kind of hard to argue. I feel like you have like even just Rage Against the Machine and Nirvana.
Mm,
I don't know that there's like bands that good now or since um so we've always been a fan of that, and of those bands, especially Rage Against the Machine. That's always been like the biggest influence on us, and we kind of have always said like, well, what if Rage Against the Machine had like was heavier or had breakdowns or they tuned down to,
mm,
drop A or drop B or whatever. And that's kind of always what we've wanted to be. Um, but I don't know. I think, yeah, I really am. I'm drawn to like, I don't love like 80s music, but I love 70s music and I really love 90s. 90s is my favorite, like 90s country too, with, Brooks and Dunn and Alan Jackson and Shania Twain, like all that stuff. I don't know. There's something about the 90s that it had some magic in it.
yeah, okay. Okay, fine. So I think I got enough stuff. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I give you the last word if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope people listen to the record. I hope they take I think the last thing I'll say is the music is pretty intense and badass and heavy and all that, but there's a lot of meaning that and artistic merit that like we put kind of under the surface, and in the lyrics, and whether it's kind of a callback to old songs of ours or callbacks to other people's songs or references to Magic the Gathering or
Mm,
whatever stuff we like we put it in there, so I really hope people give it the chance, and
okay.
kind of see some of the layers behind it rather than just like heavy. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm excited for people to listen to the record.
Yeah, okay, fine. So I hope to see you on road and thank you very much again.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
yeah. Take care.
All right,
Thanks
bye.
to you. Bye.